start in the midfield instead. So Adriana Taranto will be playing without her twin sister today for one of the first times ever. It's actually their birthday. They turned 27. Happy birthday to the Taranto twins. It's the first birthday she will spend away from her twin Mel. They do get back to Adelaide tonight though, so they will hopefully blow out the candles and for them, hopefully be celebrating a win when they return tonight. Canberra's coach, Antoni Jagerinets, celebrates his 41st game today, which is the most of any coach in the club's history. He would love to secure a home final in his second season. It would just be a cherry on top to get the win against Adelaide today. Our referee today is Isabella Mosson. She's assisted by Lucy Hungerford and Claire Green. The fourth official is Georgia Ghirardello. So Adelaide's coach, Theo Siunas, he said the team was disappointed with the draw against ladder leaders Melbourne City this week. It reflects the culture, the attitude they've built. They have high standards. They put pressure on themselves. They expect to come away with wins. But he has warned them that Canberra are aggressive and consistent, and they could be a trip up on the way to their finals if they're not careful. So Adelaide arrive in red-hot form. They've had 4 straight wins. They had a midweek arm wrestle with the league leaders. And they are peaking at the right time. Canberra, meanwhile, dangerous at home in their own fortress, determined to bounce back, chasing their own slice of finals advantage after falling short of the home final just last season. Former teammates, plenty of milestones and players with points to prove. Finals implications and a brilliant backdrop in the nation's capital. And we are underway in Canberra as third place takes on fourth. Finals positions on the line as Canberra United and Adelaide United collide at McKellar Park. My name's Kate Allman. I'm alongside legend of the game, Kath Cannuli. Kath, this one has all the ingredients for a showdown.
It really does. 2 teams in great form here and a lot to play for. I'm sure it's going to be a blockbuster this afternoon.
If you have to pick a winner, I know it's difficult, but at this stage, is there anyone that takes your eye? As we see one moment, Chelsea Dorber take an early run forward. She's going to be crucial today with Fiona Wirtz out. But is there a slight advantage to either side today, Kath?
I think both teams are really going to have their edge in this game. But I think if you look at the Adelaide United team, you can't go past how much experience this team has got. If you look at the team that's been around the Ninja A-League for many, many years and have played in these big games. But I think both teams are going to be edging for those 3 points today.
Dorber at the front, of course, for Adelaide United, but Canberra at the front are missing Michelle Heyman, who not only brings impact and scoring, but also such leadership.
Absolutely, and Michelle Heyman is such a key part of this Canberra United team. She's been around the game for many, many years, but I know she's a true leader on and off the pitch, and a lot of these young girls really look up to her, and you can even see that.
Gordon intercepts in a dangerous position for Adelaide. Quick turn on the ball, gives it away to her teammate, Olasino. The American import, Josie Olasino, out of Michigan, has been outstanding so far this season for Canberra. Here's Christopherson. Turns the afterburners on, turns the corner, hits a crowd, and has to reverse out. Josie Olasino is one of the players you have highlighted previously, Kath.
Absolutely, she's been fantastic this season. I think she's been a great addition to this Canberra United team. She previously was playing in the Victorian NPL with Box Hill as well, but she's been really dangerous in and around that box. She's very energetic. She likes to get involved in all plays, but you can't give her that time and space in and around that box because she's got a cracking strike on her, and she definitely backs herself.
Headed on by Robers. Falls to the feet of Gordon, and here comes Sasha Grove getting the start this week. Attacking is Taylor Young for Taranto. Clever, great tackle. Taylor Young, left boot into the penalty box. McNamara has to send it back to their goalkeeper. Two goalkeepers going head-to-head today as well that are very exciting players, particularly Ilona Malag for Adelaide United, 17 years old, 4 clean sheets in her 10 appearances today. And Canberra United, of course, with Sally James, also has the 4 clean sheets, was called into the Asian Cup squad for the first match against the Philippines. Here she is with her first touches. So you've got experience with both of these keepers, Mills. Sally James previously played for the juniors, and of course Malag, their number 1 right now.
Both keepers are exceptional, and it's so great to see such young keepers getting key minutes in the Ninja A-League as well. It's very important. You see for many years a lot of the young keepers are sitting in that sort of number 2 space where they don't really get tested, they're not getting the game time. It's just great to see that our up-and-coming keepers are getting some key minutes. Fantastic for Sally James to also be called in and get that experience of being in and around that group. That's what more of these youngsters need. Ilona Malag in a couple of days will travel with the young Matildas to Bangkok for the AFC Asian Cup for the under-20s. And again, it's so important for these players to be able to get international minutes and experience in this Ninja A-League, which then sets them up for that next venture in their career.
And you'll, of course, be travelling with the young Matildas. Best wishes from all of us at the A-League. Kath, got your bags packed?
Not yet. It's been a very busy 3 or 4 weeks.
You've had a few things on. You'll be forgiven for that. Healy. Important midfield cross out into space for Tolan to run onto. Has Taranto inside, goes outside. Here's Condon. Neat touch forwards, doesn't work out for Taranto. Tolan trying to set her up at pace. And here's a strong battle between Hawkins and Ella Tonkin at the back. Malag has to be quick with it. McNamara. Healy throws one forward for Dorba. Being harangued by Nana Sasaki, who's come back to defend. Ferocious physicality early in this match.
You can see here Sarah Morgan not backing out of that challenge, and Christopherson really doing everything she possibly can to try and get back to her feet to win that ball back. Both teams really up for the challenge this afternoon, knowing what's at stake.
There's a bit of feeling in it, isn't there? And certainly in the crowd on a beautiful afternoon for football at McKellar Park.
We also got to mention going to McKellar Park is not always easy for a travelling team as well. It is the fortress for Canberra United, and those fans, they're always loud and they've always got something to say, that's for sure. So it's not always an easy round.
Certainly Canberra have been in form at home. It is their fortress. They are liable to win when at home. The last time these two teams met, though, it was Adelaide that came away with the win. Early this season, way back in November, in fact, they were a 2-1 win and come from behind for Adelaide.
The rules have changed.
Here's an opportunity for Canberra to go forward. That one swinging wide, but they're taking their chances early.
It was a great little press here from Canberra United and the way they regained the ball and they looked to Alessino really quickly. She probably just rushed that shot more than she would have liked. She had a little bit more time there. She could have taken an extra touch and really set herself up for that strike.
She's always threatening, though, Alessino, and that is what makes her such an exciting player and acquisition. Here she is again, putting pressure on the defence of Adelaide United. The continued pressure from Christopherson, and it goes behind. Can't be reeled in. Gordon's now there. And the header just missed time for Christopherson. Emma Hawkins had it on a platter, but just a little bit too far behind her.
You can see here, Beth Gordon just picks up this ball. She sets herself up and just chips it to that back post there. Just unfortunate, didn't make that contact with the head.
Here's Alessino again. Nice cross. Adelaide are there first, but it's picked up again by green shirts. And that goes over the byline. Nano Sasaki always in the area.
Great early cross here by Alessino, and then Sasaki to be able to pick up this second ball that's come out. Again, probably not the touch that she would have liked, especially from that distance there. She's definitely a technician, has got the quality to be able to strike at goal from that area.
Here's Sasaki. Ball forward for Gordon, a one-on-one with the keeper. Gordon! Nutmegs the keeper and scores first at home for Canberra.
Great little turn there from Hawkins, the way that she just slips through Bethany Gordon there. She just makes that forward run in behind the Adelaide defence, and a beautiful finish there for Bethany Gordon.
Great finish. One-on-one with the keeper. Made no mistake about it. Straight between the legs of one of the best keepers we've seen rising in the competition, Alona Malag. Well, there's not much you can do about that when you're reversing as a 17-year-old keeper.
It's a difficult one to stop from that distance there as well. You can see Beth Gordon was a fantastic forward run, and for Hawkins to be able to find her between the two Adelaide United centre-backs, and again, a class finish there by Beth Gordon. She's such a technical player. There's not many that she would miss from that distance.
That's her 4th goal this season, Beth Gordon. She's had 16 starts. This is her 17th, the second most minutes of any player on the team after Heyman. As we see Erin Healy on the ground.
This doesn't look good for Healy. She's just come up here on a tackle with Tegan Bertolicio. She's fallen to the ground and looks like she's fallen awkwardly there.
She's getting a rub from the teammates. It might even be a bit of a corky, Kath. And those do really hurt.
They really do. When you're coming up against the likes of Tegan Bertolicio, she is one of the toughest defenders in the league.
Might take another look at the goal while we have a moment, Kath.
Again, you can see here Sasaki, great ball in for Hawkins, the way that Hawkins turns and just sees Bethany Gordon making that forward run. A great little slip ball in from Beth Gordon there. And again, a fantastic finish.
The celebration, not too bad either with the forward roll. You can see all the momentum going forward. And as a keeper, when you are running backwards on your heels, how hard is that to stop?
It is. It's a difficult one, especially when it happens so quick. And you can see there, as soon as Canberra United regain that ball, they're looking to break forward quickly and put the Adelaide United defence under a lot of pressure. Going back to Beth Gordon's celebration there, I don't know if I feel comfortable if I was her coach with the injury crisis with her arms and elbows for her to be doing front rolls after celebrating a goal.
You might need to have a word to the coach after that. We certainly hope to see her in the finals. She's such an impact player for this Canberra side as Christopherson puts in a slide against Adelaide. They continue to attack. Headed away by Hayley Taylor-Young. They can't get the clearance they wanted. Now Hayley Taylor-Young, another impact player for Canberra. Really high tackle win rate. So important in their defence. 85% of tackles she wins. Came through the academy ranks and has been a favourite for the crowds here in McKellar Park.
She really is. Hayley Taylor-Young is fantastic. She's played and started all 17 games for Canberra United as well. And
here's an opportunity for Canberra out in space. Alicino has it at her feet. The reinforcements coming for Adelaide. She waits for reinforcements from her team. And there's the strike from Sasaki. It can be followed up by Gordon. But Gordon can't get a second.
again here, great run here by Olasino. She just waits for the other players to come in. She drops it off for Sasaki, and what a strike there from Sasaki. And then the double save here by Milag. Unbelievable. She does the first one. She's a bit slow to get up on the second, but puts her body on the line as per usual. And Beth Gordon there, unlucky to get a second goal early on.
Well, there's Sasaki, and that's what it means to her against her former club. She's certainly had a chip on her shoulder since they dropped her at the end of last season. Dangerous cross in. Adelaide deal with it. So Taranto goes to ground and is clutching at her right groin, which is not a good sign because we know her sister is nursing a groin injury currently. It's why she did not travel. Play continues though. Sasha Grove on the ball for Canberra. Nearly gets through Tolland, can't. Morgan. Down the line. Taylor-Young is there. Stolen a little too easily by Chelsea Dorber, but it's to the advantage of Liz Anton. With Taranto at her back, there'll be a goal kick.
You can see here just a little challenge between Taranto and Gordon. Again, both teams really putting their body on their line.
Gordon sends it to the midfield, and Hodgson is there first. Emily Hodgson, been an impressive player for Adelaide this season. Here she is on the ball, looking to cross. Can't get past Anton, has to go backwards. Healy can't control it, and there is Sally James. We can see Canberra have had 5 shots. Adelaide have had no opportunities at goal so far. Still looking to enter the box and threaten. Sasha Grove does really well in defence against Taranto, but Tonkin comes up with it at the back for Adelaide. Here's Matilda McNamara. Jinks inside, goes outside, and this is nice for Taranto to run onto. But Taylor-Young clears it well for Canberra. What fans must love a lot about McKellar Park is they can sit nearby Tony Jagerinets and get a play-by-play commentary of what's going through his mind, Kath.
Absolutely, he can get exactly what he wants from his team, and it's also coming through for us as well, which is fantastic. But you know, he's very, very passionate, really working play by play and in every tackle and every pass with his team.
Looking for meters for his team, Canberra United. Adelaide not giving them any.
Joycey Hawk, yep. John Hawk.
Beautiful ball forward for Hawkins. Josie got there in the end, and Gordon almost found herself in a repeat of the earlier goal.
I love that great pass again by Hawkins there in for Gordon. Just not it. Had to pull a little bit off that one there, but again, you can see Beth Gordon really making that forward run behind that Adelaide defence, and Hawkins knows exactly what she's looking for there.
Olasino certainly heard the coach's instructions and it worked out.
We knew that play was coming. We heard the Jose Hawk. That must be the set play.
That's one off the training pitch. Morgan wrestling with the Canberra midfield, can't get through, and here's Paige Zoyce. Speaking of players who were dropped and have become harnessed weapons for their new team, Paige Zoyce coming across from Melbourne Victory. A really great acquisition for Adelaide this season. Condon gets the inside out, and Condon could look to cross here. Defence is taking a while to get back. Dorber. Nice ball in front, and that's going to go wide off the foot of Paige Zoyce. She's usually very accurate from long distance, Zoyce.
You can see here Dorber looking for Zoyce there, and she goes to hit that ball first time. Was just lucky to take that bit of a deflection.
Stay high, stay high. Stay high. Inside. Inside.
Sionis calling for a narrow and high press from his forwards. Taranto does exactly that and forces the turnover. Toland. Taranto. Taylor Young too good. There's Hawkins and Anton. Healy, one forward for Hodgson. They can't keep it in, but they'll get the throw in. Taranto, defender at her back, has to work against two and does win the free against Sasha Grove.
You can see here Taranto and Grove really going for it. Quick free kick here for Adelaide United, but Zoyce and Taranto just not on that same page. Adelaide United has started a little bit quiet this game. Canberra's definitely the one that's in control.
Much more vocal from the sidelines and vocal on the pitch as well. You can see that Adelaide have their heads down a little bit. The impact of Fiona Wirtz and her missing from that front line can't be overstated. Here's Olasino. Dealt with by McNamara. Morgan, Sasaki on her back. Free with a strong challenge coming in from Anton. No whistle. Bertolicio ends up on the ground, but play continues for Adelaide. And that's into space, but a little too far ahead of Taranto.
Again, you can see Tegan Bertolicio not giving Erin Healy any space to move.
In half position. Yep. Come on, swing.
Canberra on the attack. Grove had space, an important interruption by Ella Tonkin for Adelaide. Prevents that counter-attack.
You can see here Adelaide United have just started the game a little bit flat, really on the back foot a little bit here, allowing Canberra to control the game at the moment. It wouldn't be easy to have the midweek game versus Melbourne City and then having to travel to Canberra.
Well, that might come into play, won't it? 3 games in a single week for Adelaide. Certainly has an impact when you're playing a team that's had the full week of rest. And midweek against the ladder leaders, not just any team, Kath.
Absolutely, Kate, and it's not easy. They had the international break where they stopped, and then all of a sudden you have to go into a high-load week where you're playing the league ladders and you're on the road, you're travelling around, and it definitely takes a toll on the players.
Sasaki wins another important duel for Canberra at the back. James, headed on by Grove. Grove still looking forward for Hawkins. You know that Alicino-Hawkins connection is going to come plenty through this game. Here's the pressure from Hawkins. Malag deals with it. Ricochets around in the air. Anton goes backwards instead. And a free kick awarded from the strong challenge between Paige Zoyce and Nano Sasaki. Sasaki has been physical. She's been involved and energetic so far. You can see it means a little bit more to her.
I'm sure she'd be up for this matchup today. Obviously, given she'd played many years at Adelaide United and then made the move to Canberra this season. It's important for her to be able to step up and show Adelaide United what they're missing. She's a technician. She's great on the ball.
Healy, speaking of technicians, wins the one-on-one battle and threads a nice ball inside. Here's Morgan for Adelaide, the equaliser. Sarah Morgan evens things up, and we have a 1-1 game.
Erin Healy just shows her class here. She just squares up Tegan Bertolicio and Sarah Morgan unmarked in the box. You can't allow any player that much time and space in the box. She even gets the time to take a touch and then put that ball into the back of the net.
And the team celebrate. That's 2 goals in 2 weeks. She scored last weekend against Perth Glory. In her first goal of the season, she was attacking, roaming forward. It's like she's been given license to go forward plenty more this season and has been using it well.
Sarah Morgan's been great for Adelaide this season. She's a utility player. She can play anywhere in your team, and wherever she gets put in any team. I've seen her across the Ninja A-League for many years, and she's a fantastic player that can, do a job, and technically left, right foot, she does it so superb.
We see her there scoring with her left. So it's all even now at McKellar Park. This is the battle we expected. Two teams locked in position, third and fourth on the ladder. Christopherson making a move against Hodgson. Turns on the Jets, does win the inside ball. Christopherson looking for a touch into her teammate on the spot, can't get there. Taranto instead runs it out to Healy. Midfield crossing ball to Dorber. He's got her eyes up, sends it to the path of Healy. It's bounced awkwardly backwards. Healy has to slow things up. Chips across. It's Toland. We've got time for the patient build-up. Here's the call from the coach. And that just wasted that opportunity.
Toland needs to be a little bit more patient in that situation there, but you can see here at the other end, Canberra United really pushing forward in numbers.
So 30 minutes in and a 1-1 arm wrestle so far. Two thrilling goals and two teams really evenly matched. This is the matchup of the round. We called it earlier, Kath. Well, it's only 24 degrees at McKellar Park, but it feels like the heat just got turned up a little notch in this match, especially on the bench, as we see Hawkins out in space, her favourite place to roam. Tries the crossing ball, and they will get a corner. Comes off Ella Tonkin on the way through. This is the first corner of the match, would you believe it?
It's hard to believe, to be honest. For 30 minutes, we've had plenty of action, mostly at the Canberra end. It'll be interesting to see how Adelaide United cope with this corner here.
My apologies, this is the second corner for Canberra. Adelaide have had none. Anton swings it too far beyond the far post. Looking for the header as two players go down. Bertolicio involved in the tangle with Ella Tonkin.
You can just see here in the delivery, just a little bit too far. And Tonkin there in a battle, really putting her body on the line. But has come off worse for wear in that challenge. Hit the ground a little bit hard there, Tonkin.
Canberra continue to put pressure on Malag, the young keeper. Forced the turnover in the midfield. Sasaki has a strike from long distance. Now Morgan can dribble downfield, has to go inside. One touch by Taranto, it was good. A little too hot though for Toland. Well, Theo Siunas is on his feet now, and there's been plenty of pressure on him this season. They had a slow start, Adelaide. They were inconsistent through the first few rounds, but it's really 2026. They have come into their own. Last week's win against Perth made 4 wins in a row, which is a record for the franchise. 4 wins in a row, and they are on a hot streak, undoubtedly.
It was definitely a shaky start there for Theo Siunas.
Important interruption by Hawkins to grow. Back to Hawkins in space, 1-on-1. And she won't be able to finish that.
What a great run by Hawkins. And again, beautiful ball from Bethany Gordon. That's her bread and butter, her technical ability to be able to find those passes. Absolutely brilliant, and a great run by Hawkins. Them two have been on absolute fire today. That cohesion between the two, the link-up play has been fantastic. I think Adelaide United were very lucky to get away with that one.
A great run by Hawkins, stacking on top of the defender and giving no option to get back in. This pressure is relentless from the strikers. You can see that has been the game plan. Alessino Hawkins is the call from the coach, and that connection is working all day. Taylor Young wins it at the back. Important matchup between Taylor Young and Taranto. Dorba can roam through midfield. Finds Hodgson. Hodgson has to turn around in the face of Christopherson. Healy, Dorba. Back to Healy. And a free kick awarded through on that run as Bertolicio goes to ground.
You got to love the battle between these two teams, but here again you can see Hawkins taking a touch in front of Tonkin there. Honestly, that is a huge shout for a penalty there.
Do you think she had a worthy argument?
Absolutely. The way that Hawkins actually takes her touch in front, and then Tonkin has to go from behind there, and she's actually clipped her there. And honestly, that's a real close call for a penalty.
Very clever run by Hawkins, almost forcing that penalty. But I tend to agree with you, Kath. Hawkins had an argument there. No spot kick though. We continue at the 1-1 scoreline. Grove gets a touch on. She's called to stand back up immediately by her coach. The Canberra attack waits and takes no prisoners. Robers and Christopherson collaborate for the cross inside the box. Rolls off the shoulder of Sasaki, almost like she was not ready for it. Repositions via Taylor Young. Grove juggling. Chips inside at stretch. Hawkins is playing like a woman on fire. How'd she get that touch?
Grove, he's done well to try and put that ball into a dangerous area.
Well, there's an almost moment. The crowd is on their feet at the end of this first half, 10 minutes to go. Healy. All the momentum with Canberra at the moment as Adelaide trying to find a way through. They can't get past the midfield of the women in green. James finds the feed. Hawkins, who has a great touch and throws it forward for Grove. Grove uses the body well. She's down in space, got no one around her, has to go herself and forces another corner for Canberra.
Again, Grove here done really well to be able to use her body to protect that ball. The way she turns and spins Ella Tonkin there.
Here's Robers. To the near post, punched away by Malag. Robers and Grove. Grove from long distance, a curling ball, and looking for Anton's head. Comes back in. Hits the back of an Adelaide player. There are calls for a penalty, but Malag booms this into the Canberra sky, and they'll continue to play.
Canberra United playing some great football here. You can just see, especially in the middle of the park, they're really overloading the numbers there, and they've just got that numerical advantage over Adelaide United. They're always finding that outlet. Once the outlet wins the ball, they're looking to go forward quickly and really break at Adelaide United at speed.
Really aggressive, isn't it? Pressing and turnover. Here's Morgan. Scored the earlier goal for Adelaide. Gordon has a run through the midfield.
This way.
Tolan told to go down the line. That's what she does, and miskicks it over the sideline.
Again, you can see here from Grove really backing herself from distance there. And then the second bite at the cherry.
Make it hard, make it hard.
Look at the pressure that Hawkins is putting on these defenders and forcing errors.
Absolutely, Canberra United has been brilliant doing that today. You can see the way their press is so organised.
And Grove called offside there.
Would the following people please make their way into the UC10 for the crossbar challenge at half-time. Luke T, Sylvie Cowell, Mia, Ale Silva, Mira Slipak, Connor Book, Shannon Collis, Rose Cunningham, Zelda and Pietro Villarcava.
Tonkin finds Hodgson across at the back. Healy tries to be clever. Turns over again for Canberra. Sasaki. Grove the throw in. Hawkins relentlessly attacking. High ball finds the head of Anton. Condon. Nice turn in tight space. And Taranto has Grove at her back.
Responsible, Tegan. Step right, step right.
Tolan really struggling to find a lead. Goes short to Condon, who has Rovers right on her back, and Grove right in front. They are giving them no space. Canberra United squeezing every inch out of Adelaide.
They really are, and Canberra United have been great defensively. You can see everyone knows their roles and their responsibilities, but off that throw in there, there's just no movement from Adelaide United. No one trying to move to try and create space to be able to pick up that next ball.
Drop, no.
McNamara creating some needed movement. Here's Healy. Nice touch inside. McNamara has a strike. That sails left. Seems like the energy is not there for Adelaide this week, Kath.
They really have struggled in this game, especially from the first minute. They've really been on the back foot. Of course, Canberra United have come out absolutely firing and real aggressive. But again, we spoke about their loads this week. They have had an extra game. They had the midweek game against Melbourne City, which is not easy, and then having to travel to Canberra United. Again, it's not easy. It is a heavy load for these players. And sometimes when you don't get the expected start that you're looking for, now it becomes mentally, how do we lift and go to that next level?
Free kick given to Erin Healy, who is legged on the way down. How do you get your team back into momentum when this is the way they're feeling in the first half?
This is where you've got to turn to your leaders, where you need your leaders on the pitch that can really guide and lead by example, like getting stuck in and winning those 50-50s, or doing the extra mile by running for that extra ball, or, again, not giving away possession cheaply, because you don't want to follow up, you know, a negative thing with more negative, like giving the ball away consistently. It's where you've got to bring it right back, bring it back to basics, keep possession of the ball and wait for those right moments to be able to break forward.
So Condon with a free kick, and they're attacking third, Adelaide United. Still 1-1, but feeling the momentum against them. Low ball to the penalty spot. Morgan volleys it back, and that rolls safely into the arms of Sally James. And at the other end of the spectrum, there is Hawkins, who is the Energizer Bunny of McKellar Park today. Has not stopped running. Sasaki, dispossessed. Taranto. Dorber. Standing a bit flat-footed, has to reverse. There's Hawkins again.
That's a great tackle there by Hawkins, and a great press there by Canberra United. You can just hear Anthony on the sideline telling them to lock on, keep them one side, and just wait to try and win that ball back. Really suffocating Adelaide United every time they get the ball.
And that gets in your head, I assume, as well, Kath.
It really does. It plays with your mind. Every time you get the ball, you can't execute what you're trying to execute, and it does tend to take its toll. And that's why we speak about not only the physical aspects of football, but also the mental side as well.
There'll be 2 minutes of injury time added to this first half. It's been very free-flowing. A goal each, but Canberra with all the momentum. It feels like Adelaide could really use the break, get into the halftime sheds, and start to think about how they change things for the second half. Taranto out in space. Has Taylor Young chasing her down. Gets around Taylor Young, but won't get around the second tackle. Beth Gordon came back to help out. So this is the first corner for Canberra United.
Taranto here in a bit of action, looking to go 1v1. Probably the first time that she's really got herself in that dangerous area and having the ability to go 1v1 at defenders.
First corner for Adelaide. My apologies, I'm having a shocker with the corners. So this is Adelaide's first attacking corner. Really needed at a great time too, late in injury time for this first half, as they try to arrest the momentum of Adelaide. Morgan had the cross, a whistle blown very early. It looks like Chelsea Dorber is asking the question why.
You can see here the delivery deep from Sarah Morgan. Chelsea Dorber a little bit confused.
Nervous moment there as Malak came right out off her line. And Canberra win it up high. Rovers turns the corner, look to go inside, can't get past Hodgson. And that'll do it for one half of football. One thrilling half. An arm wrestle between these two top six sides at McKellar Park. The 1-1 score belying the relentless effort and impact that Canberra United is having throughout the midfield and up front. They are suffocating Adelaide United. Adelaide struggling with their third game in just a single week. Need to go into the halftime sheds and find some rejuvenation. So halftime here at McKellar Park. Canberra United 1, Adelaide United 1. Let's take a look at the highlights. It was even at first, and it was actually Adelaide able to score early. Canberra with the first pressure, though.
Great ball in here by Hawkins, and again, what a beautiful finish from Bethany Gordon. The forward run, and then the technical ability, the way she sets herself up to be able to just slot that ball into the back of the net there. A great finish and a well-deserved goal for Canberra United. They really peppered Adelaide United, and you can see here the strike from Sasaki there. Great strike, the way that she gets her head over the ball, the technique to be able to hit this with the lace from that distance. You could see the power on it. Milag really not being able to get a hold on it, and then you got Gordon for the follow-up. And at the other end, you can see here Erin Healy really taking on Tegan Bertolicio and Sarah Morgan. Time and space in a dangerous area in the box. A nice, easy finish for her.
Great team build-up. The one-on-one work by Erin Healy, outstanding. And then the touch in to Sarah Morgan, unmarked, right in the middle of the box. Of course, Canberra United weren't done yet. Hawkins has been on an absolute heater. Had a one-on-one situation there that almost could have been a penalty.
It really could. It's a high penalty shout here for a penalty for Hawkins. Again, a great link-up between Gordon and Hawkins today, and you can see here, again, Sasha Grove's been so phenomenal for Canberra. Just hits the post, and then the second bite of the cherry there, just not enough for Canberra United.
So with plenty of opportunities, Canberra United are held to 1. Adelaide United equal with them at 1. Let's take a look at the stats, because you can see just how even it's been, Kat.
Yeah, you can see here that the possession really has been even between both the teams. But if you look at clear-cut chances, Canberra United have been the better team in this first half. It'll be interesting to see how both coaches address the halftime break and come out in the second half.
Adelaide would be looking to get more shots and certainly a couple more corners that would help them. But at the break, we are all level here with a thrilling second half to come. It's 1-1 as Canberra take on Adelaide in round 20 of the Ninja A-League. Half-time at McKellar for round 20 of the Ninja A-League, and we're watching some of the youngsters of the Canberra local clubs battle it out for the half-time entertainment. It is Pride round, and it's a thriller. One big half coming up, but right now, football has almost always had a Canberra postcode for Sasha Grove. This defender grew up in the nation's capital. She launched her professional career with Canberra United, and after a stint with Western United, Grove has returned home to a reinvigorated side, brimming with belief and firmly focused on reclaiming the championship.
3, 2, 1, United!
The mindset for us this season is to win. As every team does, and that carries into training. It's really fun, but it's also really competitive. We're here to work, and so that's how we go about our day-to-day. Even in the gym, even when we're at home, recovery is important too. So we're trying to win in every aspect. I'm back at home, back with my family, but I'm back with so many players that I grew up learning to play football with, like Christo, Michelle, Hayley. It's second to none, and I love having that. I feel like it's very unique to Canberra, having so many homegrown friends in the team as well, so I really love it.
Happy with that? Awesome.
What stands out to me the most as Ant as a coach is how truthful he is and how much he actually trusts us as a group. I knew him way back when I was like 10 or 11, and I didn't like him at the time. I was a little bit scared, to be honest, because he is quite tall. But at the end of the day, he's always got our backs, and I think having a coach that's honest but also trusts his playing group is really conducive when it does come to success on the pitch.
This is great play from Canberra. Hawkins, and here is Sasha Grove! Oh, fantastic!
I would say that our team is pretty confident in who we are, what our football identity is. So much of what we do is all reliant on teamwork, and at the end of the day that's reflective in all of the results that we have, and I think that really speaks to who we are. Of course we have individual moments of brilliance with goals or really good last-ditch tackles and saves, but as a team, as a collective, I think what we're capable of doing and also achieving throughout the season is sensational.
How about this little give and go from Michelle Heyman? Puts that on a platter, and Gordon makes absolutely no mistake.
Playing with Michelle is so much fun. She is a very intuitive player, and she's so creative, and I love to do so as well. Like, we'll be on the pitch and I know she's going to do a back heel or flick the ball behind, and we're just on the same page, and it's so much fun. And of course, I think one of our favourite parts, not just as a team but also as the whole Canberra community, is celebrating whenever she scores as well, because all her goals are pretty good too. So sensational player and an awesome person as well.
Nice touch from Heyman, finding Grove. Sasha Grove, will she take on the shot? A squaring ball, Heyman will make no mistake.
McKellar Park is absolutely a fortress. We defend it with our lives. As so many people know, they are the lifeblood of this club. They're the reason that it's still here today. And so of course when we're on the pitch and we can hear them, it's like they're joining us in the battle, in the fight. So of course we want to protect it at all costs. My ambition for this season would probably be to score as many goals as I can, assists as well. But in terms of the team, of course, having as much fun as we can, but lifting a trophy at the end of the day. We want to win, we want to beat everyone, so that's how we're going to keep going.
This Canberra United side could be destined for big, big things this season.
Sasha Grove, a fan favourite for Canberra United, with big things on the horizon and hoping to lift a trophy at the end of this season. To get there, they're going to have to win this one. 3 points on the line against Adelaide United. We're at half-time. We might take a look right now at the goals so far. Both of them have been absolutely electric.
You can see here Sasaki always involved in the build-up, and a great turn from Hawkins. And what a run here by Beth Gordon. And again, the finish, absolute class. The technician, quality finish, the way she finishes that.
And the second goal here, of course, the equaliser by Adelaide United, set up by this brilliant piece of work by Erin Healy-Dorber, and then finished by Morgan, who was out in space on her own.
She really was. It was a great finish by Morgan and a great run to get herself there.
Here's a look at what has been for round 20. Sydney FC went down to Wellington Phoenix, who were lurking right up there in the top 4. Brisbane Roar got over Newcastle. Perth and the Central Coast couldn't be separated. And of course, after this match this afternoon, we have the ladder leaders taking on the Western Sydney Wanderers at 4 p.m. So plenty of football to come if you wish. Right now, though, we have a hot second half to come. Canberra United play Adelaide United, 3rd and 4th in a finals showdown that might be a preview of things to come. Pride round in Canberra. The crowd is loud. The colours are flying. And these two teams have been electric so far through 45 minutes. We're at half-time and it is 1-1 after Canberra scored first. Adelaide equalised. And this is exactly what we expected from two teams locked in position, 3rd and 4th, hoping to secure a home final. So here we go, second half underway. An important 45 minutes for both sides. For Canberra, looking to go level with Adelaide United on the ladder. And here's a real chance for Sasha Grove to send it backwards, and it's floated way too high by Olasino, who has been busy through the first half.
Again, Canberra United started strong. Olasino here just not being able to get her body over that ball there to be able to keep it down.
At half-time, there was a substitution made by Adelaide. Dylan Holmes comes on. Her birthday as well, in fact. The Tarantos and Holmes share a birthday. Happy birthday to them. So Dylan Holmes on up front. What can she bring to the forward line? Spark something. Erin Healy was busy through the first half. Now she's going to be replaced. So, of course, they are missing Fiona Wirtz. Holmes with a long run forward, tried to connect with Dorba. Fiona Wirtz this week signed a record transfer fee for the club. She's departed to South Korea. We don't know the club yet, but it suggests, Cap, that she could potentially be a late in and an important call-up for the Asian Women's Champions League, which is next week, the knockout round start.
She really could, and it's a great opportunity for Fiona Wirtz to be able to go and play abroad again. She's had some fantastic seasons in the Ninja A-League.
She's been their all-time leading goal scorer for Adelaide and twice had the golden boot for the club. So her impact can't be overstated. As we see Canberra in this end-to-end battle against Adelaide. Canberra in their attacking third. Here's Sasha Grove. Has her sights set on a trophy this year, as you heard at halftime. Hawkins, the ball hawk she is, been attacking all day. If you missed the first half, it has been the Emma Hawkins show alongside Josie Olasino and Beth Gordon for Canberra. Those three have been so busy, and the call from the coach is often Josie to Hawkins. As we see an offside called there against Canberra. Tonkin just limping a little bit after that exchange. We'll keep an eye on her through this second half. There's Ella Tonkin, sorry, Tolland, who was limping. Here's where Tolland copped the niggle. Bertolicio stretches out for that intervention. Loses her footing, but gets the clearance.
Squeeze in, get him in, pump it in.
So this has been the theme of the first half. Squeeze is the call from the bench for Canberra, and they have been giving Adelaide absolutely no room to move or to breathe, forcing turnovers high up the pitch and allowing them to quickly go forward, and they want to go forward very rapidly, Kath.
They do. You can see they press to regain the ball and be able to break forward quickly. You can see especially Olasino is probably one that they're looking for, and Hawkins looking to use those players to be able to break.
Emily Hodgson putting high pressure on the goalkeeper, Sally James there. And you can see from that stat, Canberra have made 13 crosses compared to just 3 for Adelaide, as Hawkins again finds herself in a physical battle.
Over here, over here. Come on, come on.
Taylor Young nails one into an Adelaide player. It's Taranto at close range, and that one really does hurt. She immediately dropped to the ground. Adriana Taranto.
You can see here the ball delivered in at pace.
Did it hit her in the head? It's hard to tell from that angle.
I'm sure it's
so close.
She went to turn her back and it's hit her in the head. It doesn't look great for Adelaide United. They've already had to make a substitution with Erin Healy coming off, which I'm sure would be due to that knock in the first half with Tegan Bertolicio. And now we know how serious the concussion protocol is. And to be able to be hit with a ball with that sort of pace and at close range, it wouldn't be looking good for Adriana Taranto.
Slow this down and take a real look. Yes, straight in the forehead for Adriana Taranto, and she collapsed immediately. As you say, Kath, Healy has already been benched. To lose Taranto when they don't have the other Taranto here is a massive gap in the midfield. She brings such physicality. Of course, we cannot be too careful with head knocks in any sport these days. So she will get checked. Receiving attention from the team physio. As play goes on, no substitution made. Adelaide will try to carry on without Taranto for a moment, and she'll be checked by the doctors on the side. It's Condon, overpowered by Grove, sends it forward for Hawkins. Hawkins looking for Beth Gordon, running a dangerous route through to the penalty spot. Chipped long and into the path of Malag, just wide of the goal.
Again, another regain there by Canberra United. Sasaki backing herself from that distance. You can see the way that she's used the technique to be able to get under that ball to try and look to chip Milag.
Taranto is back on and working through the midfield. Lost no pace in her stint on the sideline. This time she chips and tries to get behind Sally James. She won't. The ball's still in play though. Christopherson sends it to the advantage of her teammate Olasino. American import. Most minutes of any player on the team. This player, strong running central linchpin, who's been creative and has superb passing. Hodgson, Dorba touched it on, looking for a teammate, and that's called back.
Hey, let's go. Backwards, backwards.
Headed on for Olasino. Olasino can cross. There's not enough numbers in defence for Adelaide. But fortunately, Malag is there. Christopherson was coming at pace to attack that ball.
Again, you can see the cross here from Olasino trying to look for that sort of cutback for Christopherson. It takes a deflection off Tonkin there.
Great work, great use of the body as well by Tonkin, as Christopherson tries to go directly through the Adelaide player, Tolland. In fact, Hodgson to Tolland. Morgan, relentless pressure coming. Hawkins a little too heavy on that challenge, possibly. Well, there's a bit of push and shove now. And a card will come out. Isabella Mawson didn't like the response.
There was a little bit of a push there by Hawkins.
McNamara with the yellow card.
Hawkins got the reaction that she wanted from McNamara there.
we said it before, there is plenty of passion in this game. The crowds at McKillop Park can really get in your head. And they are building momentum for Canberra.
I think McNamara there, very lucky not to give away a foul. Canberra United get the corner here.
Robers goes on the ground to Christopherson, who's put in a lovely chip. It's headed away by Hodgson.
It's the second time that Canberra United have had a corner. They've brought the second player into play, and Adelaide United have been really slow to react here, allowing Christopherson the time and the space here to be able to deliver a ball into a dangerous area. Adelaide United need to be better with their defending there.
It was Dylan Holmes that got the header on it. My apologies. Here's the cross from Robers. Oh, and there's plenty of bodies going down in front of goal. Anton collected Dorber. And the ball sailed wide.
You can see Anton here just coming in late to that back post, and Dorber, bit of a clash there.
Grove. And plenty of space to turn and find Hawkins. Robers. Working alongside Tonkin. Here's Adriana Taranto. She can turn and go, and she's got the pace to go herself. Still eyes up. Chipping over the top. Finds Dorber on the left. Dorber has to beat Anton. Has a ping. And it hits Christopherson in the head on the way through. But importantly, it's dealt with by Canberra United. McNamara tried to go down the line.
It was a great ball there by Taranto, the ability to be able to see Dorber free on the opposite end, and Dorber not being able to use that sort of change of pace to be able to go at the defender there. She tries to cut back on that right foot and shape it around, but Canberra's done fantastic defending that.
Hodgson coming with the pressure for Adelaide. Morgan. Oh, and a big push in the back, Bertolicio on Hodgson.
That's not needed there by Tegan Bertolicio. You can just see here, just a nudge, not necessary. Now you've given Adelaide United an opportunity to be able to take control here with this free kick, which we know that they have been dangerous from set pieces this season.
And Paige Joyce particularly from exactly this position. She's usually their corner kicker from that side. So here's Joyce with a free kick from a compelling position. It's nodded towards goal, but Sally James gets there first. Might have just got a stud in the toe there, Sally James.
Again, a bit more of a floating delivery here from Joyce. Sally James comes out and just cool, calm and collected to be able to collect that ball. Just gets stomped on.
Yeah, stomped on by Dorber, who doesn't turn around. Those hurt. They get the soft spot of your boot on the top calf.
They really do. And there's definitely no remorse there from Chelsea Dorber.
So no love lost. Sally James with a big clearance. Nice touchdown from Olasino. And chipped forward by Sasaki into the part of Hawkins. Hawkins puts a little shoulder into Tonkin. Has to try and get around her. Now Grove at distance. In fact, Gordon taken to ground. Chaotic few moments, and Canberra come up with it again. Orsino has Hawkins on her left, 3 players to beat. Tries to work through traffic, and they're outnumbered, the ladies in green. They will get possession back through this throw in here. Grove finds Hawkins. Hawkins with work to do. Hawkins! Why not have a strike? She has been playing with confidence and freedom.
She really has. You can just see here the way she turns, and she doesn't even have to think about that strike. And again, probably didn't get exactly what she wanted with the power behind that strike there. But Milag there has done well, taking that one nice and easy.
McNamara sends it forward, collected by Beth Gordon on the way through, and she goes down. So this is the collision. McNamara went down and has received the free kick. She stayed down for a long time, Kath.
It could be the way that she's landed here. It's, again, a great battle there by McNamara and Gordon, both challenging for the ball.
So we see a substitution being made for Adelaide. Taranto comes off. Lara Gooch will come on. Of course, Adriana Taranto had that ball into the head at close range from Hayley Taylor-Young. But we are looking at a replay of the collision between McNamara and Gordon. She hit her head on the way down. That might be what their concern is, Kat.
I think it might be. You can see there that McNamara really gets to the ball first and just been a little bit off balance. And Bethany Gordon just coming in with that little bit of a shoulder. It's just, you know, shoulder to shoulder there, and that off balance by McNamara and the way she's fallen. It seems a little bit awkward there. You can see there the actions of McNamara showing the physio exactly how she's just...
Well, it's that whiplash movement that they're often most worried about, Kath. It doesn't have to be a collision. It's the rattle of the brain in the head that can cause concussion, and that is what everyone is watching for and concerned by. It's so common in football. Taranto has been replaced after the head knock. Will we see McNamara change? She'll step off the field for a moment.
Yeah, I know, but you guys can control them talking. Oh, no. We can walk away. Oh. A bit serious when you think about concussion. If it's so late after the ball, I feel like you've got the ball. No, I mean like why?
So play continues. Paige Zoyce sends a threatening ball. It's headed away by Hayley Taylor-Young. Now Morgan can follow up. Had her eyes on the goal. Instead opted for the short ball. Hodgson has to beat Christopherson and cannot. Gordon. A little bit of confusion with that throw-in. Hodgson told to come back to halfway. And it looks like McNamara is going to be okay. She's back on the field, which is great to see. Dorber. Now McNamara chipping on for Holmes to run onto. Holmes receives a kind bounce, and Holmes looked to go inside with a cross. Dorber. Zoyce.
Hold the middle.
Toland. Lara Gooch running forward, fresh off the bench. Battling against Hayley Taylor-Young.
Lara Gooch is probably the substitute that you want to see come on. She has plenty of energy. She loves running at players at speed, and probably exactly what Adelaide United need right now.
Condon dispossessed by her former teammate Sasaki. Olasino with great vision goes out to the right. Christopherson charging ahead. And there's Hawkins. Needs 2 defenders to beat her, but still wins a free. Looks like Canberra will be making another substitution. Sasaki will come off. And on comes Darcy Malone. So Nano Sasaki, after putting in a great shift against her former team. She goes to the bench for a rest, and on comes Darcy Malone.
Malone, another technically gifted footballer, very similar to Sasaki, loves to get on the ball, loves to be able to be involved in build-up play, and has the ability to pick off passes.
Free kick for Beth Gordon to set up Canberra for their second goal. Can they find the net? Not on that occasion. The back heel on by Chelsea Dorber. Looked clever, but didn't have much impact, and they gifted it back to Hawkins. Hawkins on the burst, steps inside the defender. Now she's dragged down. There's a call for a penalty. Christopherson still has it. And then Adelaide dispossesses. Chelsea Dorber wants to go quickly to the other side. No better than Lara Gooch to take it on. Gooch out in space against Liz Anton. Wheels around, has handed her back. Gooch tries the shot. Taylor-Young was in the way. And Gordon gets the clearance finally. Hawkins continues to pressure. Hawkins with the pressure on the goalkeeper, and that is a huge mistake for Ilona Malag. Canberra, they go up again via an owned goal from Ilona Malag.
You can see here the pressure of Hawkins, just not allowing that easy pass back into Ilona Malag. It's just a lapse of concentration here from the youngster. It's not an easy one to take, but I'm sure the Adelaide United players will rally around the youngster, and she'll be bouncing back from this one.
Well, that is what relentless pressure does to you. And the strategy of Canberra has been go hard all day. Emma Hawkins has been given a mandate to continue to run, and it ends up with a goal. She didn't even need to touch it.
Absolutely, Kate, and you can see there McNamara under a little bit of pressure, and then it's like a bouncing ball back to Malag there, and it's just an unfortunate touch there by her. And
undoubtedly an error by the young goalkeeper, one she will learn from, Kath.
For sure, she'll definitely learn from this, and I know that she's got the ability to be able to bounce back and be a bit more no risk now for the remainder of the game. We know how brilliant she is with her feet.
As we see Adelaide attack at the other end, Dorber finds Gooch. Gooch has been lively so far. Meets a defender, can't get the shot away. Hodgson goes to ground. She'll receive it back though from McNamara. Hodgson collected by Christopherson in the back. Here's another look. Christopherson, undoubtedly a foul.
You can see Bertolicio always in the thick of the action there whilst defending.
So Paige Zoyce with a little bit better of an angle A repeat of a previous penalty spot, just slightly more towards goal. Zoyce from the free kick, tried the curling ball and just too high to get on target on that occasion. Offside called there on Canberra as the tension heats up on the sideline and in the stands for Canberra. Gordon fights Hawkins. Hawkins, another reward for all of her effort. Christopherson, crossing ball, nearly touched in by Gordon. Grove can't get the follow-up.
Again, Hawkins in the thick of the action here. Christopherson was a great cross across the face of goal there. And Grove, unfortunate not to be able to make more of that opportunity. But again, another area where Canberra United picking up the ball in those central areas and then looking to go forward at pace.
Corner kick from Emma Robers. It's high and long, a little too long. Still in possession here. Malone off the bench and straight into the action. Malag, a save to get her confidence back after the own goal earlier. Grove showing off her acceleration. Meets Toland and goes backwards. Here's Gordon. Olasino. Christopherson. Takes a jab out wide and that sails over the crossbar, lands on the top netting. Another lively player to watch is Christopherson.
She really is, the ways that she gets in those wide areas and the ability to cross the ball from different angles.
Counter-attack by Adelaide is stopped at the top of the penalty area. Canberra with some scrambling defence. McNamara touched in. Hodgson can't get it to Holmes. Rovers has to wheel around. Olasino clears it through to her forward line and Hawkins gets a little nudge in the back. The crowd saw it, referee didn't. Play continues. Gooch still attacking at pace. James sends it out wide. Looks like Canberra will make another substitution. Wardlow will come on.
Substitution for Canberra United, number 8.
And Sasha Grove gets a well-earned rest. So here's Jasmine Wardlow. Fresh legs and straight into the action with the throw-in.
Interesting substitution here for Canberra.
Hawkins always got her eyes up On the goal, Hawkins has a strike. Important intervention by Matilda McNamara.
Again, Hawkins just going at speed, so energetic, and the willingness to want to get herself in front of goal.
Olasino enabled space to turn and throw it forward. Gordon already got one goal. Hawkins with the follow-up! It was only a matter of time. Emma Hawkins puts Canberra up by 2.
Again, you can see here Beth Gordon just taking that extra touch and looking for that cutback, and Hawkins unmarked in a dangerous area and puts that ball into the back of the net with such a fierce strike.
That is up where the Spiders live, the angle on that one, Kath.
They really do, but it all started from Olasino. She gets herself free in a dangerous area, no pressure being put on her from Adelaide United. She has the ability to face forward. She finds Beth Gordon in a dangerous position, and then the cut back there from Beth Gordon, and again the ability for Hawkins to be in that dangerous area, right place at the right time.
Adelaide made a couple of substitutions. Condon and Zoyce off. Rossi substitutes on. And it looks like Isabel Hodgson as well. So 2 fresh legs. They need them. Malone, plenty of space and time. Now Gordon, a chipping, hoping kick. Sails wide. Adelaide clearly feeling the impact of 3 games in a week and now making more substitutes, reaching deep into the bench there, Kath.
Absolutely. He's probably looking just to freshen up the team. You can see they really haven't been at their best today, just off the pace.
So it's Isabel Hodgson and Karina Rossi into the action. Rovers. Well, Canberra being up by 2 now can afford to sit back a little bit. That has not been their strategy or game plan all game. They've been relentlessly pushing forward on Malag and the defence of Adelaide. You might see them try to hold possession a little more now. Christopherson in a foot race with Hodgson, wins out. Beautiful ball for Olasino. Very close to being offside. Malag gets there first. Wardlow. Well, Sally James comes right out of her box now. Taylor Young looking for the run of Hawkins. Hawkins getting that 3rd goal. Really a just dessert for what has been a relentless game for her. She has been everywhere. Call her 7-Eleven. She's open all day up front. We see more substitutions coming in for Canberra United. 24/7, Hawkins is open, and she might get a rest now on the bench. A little bit of push and shove as Gordon and Hodgson fight over a ball on the sideline.
We all know Bethany Gordon doesn't shy away from a tackle. She's a fierce midfielder, always looking to win that battle and win the ball back for her team.
So Lillian Skelly comes on as Gordon comes off. And Olasino gets a huge round of applause as she comes off. Hawkins as well. 3 huge, impactful players with a deserved rest. DiDomizio comes on for Emma Hawkins, goal scorer, and Mary Stanage-Floody also, as Josie Olasino goes to the bench. So the game plan of Olasino to Hawkins worked out incredibly well for Canberra. And of course, these two teams battling in 3rd and 4th, looking to go to a final, will probably meet each other again at some point if they want to go to a championship.
They could do, and this league has been so exciting. It's been so close. It's been up and down. You lose, you can drop 2 points. You win, you can go ahead 3 spots. And it's just been fantastic, and it's so exciting the way the league has sort of panned out this season.
Anyone can beat anyone on any day is what we've learned as Karina Rossi chases that one down. But this game we expected to be tense. Certainly Adelaide, being the informed team, possibly came in with an advantage, but having had the midweek game, slightly disadvantaged, and you could really feel it. Of course, Canberra at home today, able to draw on their home crowd at McKellar Park and defend the fortress, as we see Holmes go down with an elbow to the rib.
You also have some Wellington Phoenix staff really happy to see Adelaide United drop points in this fixture.
Wellington are in 2nd, of course, right behind Melbourne City. They are 1 point ahead of Adelaide, so this is useful for Wellington to maintain their 2nd place. As Malone wins a ball well in the midfield, receives a round of applause. Gordon out wide for Skelly. Skelly turns it inside, and there might be one more goal in this game. Not on that occasion. The substitutes making their impact felt. Not happy with the 3 goals. They want 1 too. Here's Stanage-Floody with a touch over. Skelly from distance. On a tight angle as well. Mallard gets there.
Great run there by Skelly as well to be able to get herself. But here, DiDomizio, and again, you can see Canberra not taking their foot off the pedal. Skelly here with the strike. You can see she's striking that ball with a lace. Great technique.
The other end, Adelaide United have a chance. Isabel Hodgson can't keep it down. In fact, it's Karina Rossi, my apologies, just cannot keep that under the top crossbar.
You can see that she's looking just to chip the keeper there, just to try and lob it over, but just doesn't get the correct technique that's needed.
James sends a ball ricocheting between heads. Drops it in the midfield. McNamara does well, but the pressure coming from DiDomizio forces another turnover. If this is how Canberra want to play through finals, it looks like they will go deep, because they have given their defenders and their opposite number no space at all. Good win by Wardlow. Gets the free as well on the way through from Isabel Hodgson. One more substitution in this game. Dewey will come on for Adelaide. Morgan comes off.
Substitutions for Adelaide United coming off number 5, Morgan Campbell, 27, and Dewey.
So Canberra continue to go at the goal. Malag sends a high ball through McKellar Park. Isabel Hodgson getting on late in this game. She has been such a stalwart of the club over the years and has dropped off in form and out of favour from the coaches in recent weeks. Has been struggling to get a game and then only on the bench. Still such a leader for the team and someone you really want to have come on late in a game like this. McNamara.
Well done, relax.
Turned over again. Taylor Young sends it back into the blender and into a really dangerous spot. Unfortunately, offside for Canberra.
You've got to love how Canberra United really haven't taken their foot off the pedal. Even with the scoreline at 3-1 up, still been really aggressive.
Gooch chests it down, almost a handball. Play called to carry on, and Tolland sends one back down the sideline. Well, what can Theo Siunis do about this? It's clearly been a struggle to play the ladder leaders in the middle of the week and then to come back and travel to Canberra for Adelaide and try to win against a team that is right behind them on the ladder. It is not an easy task. Certainly Canberra have delivered a statement here today as Di Domizio runs forward down the sideline, trying to beat Tonkin, won't get around the corner.
Tonkin's done really well there. Di Domizio, we know that she's got pace to burn.
What can you say if you're Theo Siunis, though, to your group after this?
I think the most important thing is to be able to keep the group together and upbeat. They had a great result midweek against Melbourne City. They're in a good position going into finals. Yes, they will be disappointed with this result, but it's important that they get themselves back to Adelaide. They regroup together and they look forward towards their next match.
Isabel Hodgson making her presence known. Here's an opportunity late for Adelaide. They've just got to get it on target, but Chelsea Dorber mishit it.
And I think, Kate, that just explains Adelaide United's day here at McKellar Park. Dorber generally doesn't miss those. She's got the technical ability to be able to put those into the back of the net.
Almost a handball by Adelaide, not. Dewey sends one long over to Hodgson. Now Tolland. 6 minutes of injury time remain. Still time for something to happen for Adelaide from distance. Oh my goodness! What a goal! Sian Dewey! At the 18th hour, as injury time is announced, Dewey brings one back.
This is a fantastic strike. The technique from Dewey there. You can see the way she drops that left shoulder to be able to strike that ball with laces, with the pace of the ball that's been dropped out. What a brilliant strike by Sian Dewey to be able to come on and make that impact. It's not always easy being a sub and to be coming on for a short amount of time. But a great strike there by Sian Dewey.
This is the belief that Adelaide have shown in previous games. Their come from behind win against Canberra last time they met tells the story. This is how they have played the season. They need to find something when they're down. Adelaide. All of a sudden, the game is back in the balance. A draw would be as good as a win after the game they've played and after the week they've had. Can Canberra hold on?
It's important here that Canberra United don't get the emotions. And again, Sian Dewey with a beautiful strike from distance.
Well, Canberra continue to attack. Christopherson sends it long. Their most powerful weapons have taken a break on the bench, Canberra. They leave it to the substitutes to see this game out. Meanwhile, Adelaide with such depth on the bench. Isabel Hodgson roaming forward. Now Dorber into the path of Holmes. Oh, really important stop by Robers. And they just keep counter-attacking, don't they? Here's Skelly. Skelly on Toland. Has Didomizio. She turns to give it to Gordon, and that's almost gone to the hand. Did it? Was it a penalty? It's hit the head.
Great here from Skelly. Didomizio again, unmarked, being able to face forward. Again, you can see here Ella Tonkin putting her hands up to protect her head. A clear penalty shout there for Canberra United.
Well, slowing it down, it did look clear, and look who's in the crowd to argue the case. None other than Matilda's legend, Michelle Heyman. And when Michelle Heyman's calling for a penalty, it's hard to resist. Nevertheless, referee Isabel Mawson says continue play. Of course, no video assistant referee in the Women's A-League, and that is one of the ones where you'd think it'd be called back.
Absolutely, you can see here Beth Gordon not happy, hands in the air. We need to make mention of Michelle Heyman in the crowd, making her way back from Tumbalong Park at Darling Harbour to be able to get there, to be able to support her team. Just goes to show what it means to her.
3-hour drive from Sydney down the highway to Canberra. And Michelle Heyman's made it back to see her team, of course, was on the bench for the Matildas last night in the 1-0 excruciating loss for the Asian Cup final. But that's what it means to Heyman, a legend of the club. Coming back to support her team in what will be a legendary win if they can hold on, Canberra.
It's important here for Canberra United, the game management, the way that they see out this game.
Injury time ticking down. Didomizio has a shirt pull, a little tug on her opposite number, Tonkin. Headed forward, drifting into the path of Adelaide's attackers. The Canberra green wall continue to hold strong. Tonkin finds McNamara on the sideline. Threatening ball has to be delivered to the sideline by Anton.
Come, Steve, get it. Come.
And there it is. What a statement in the capital. Canberra United rise at the moment it matters most. They will draw level on points with Adelaide on the ladder, and they throw this finals race wide open. On Pride Round, in front of their home fans, they deliver something special. Ruthless, resilient, and right on time. And a home final is now well and truly within reach. What a brilliant display by a team that reached right into the depths of its substitutes list. 3 goals, including an own goal by Alona Malag. Relentless pressure gets them the win. At full time, Canberra United take the win. 3 over Adelaide United 2. Well, Kath, it wasn't what we expected. We expected Adelaide to come in with a bit of an advantage, being on top of them on the table. What a display and a performance by Canberra.
We always knew that this game was going to be a battle between these two teams. 3rd versus 4th, looking to finish higher up the ladder. It was just unfortunate that Adelaide United took a little bit to get into this game, but Canberra United were absolutely